Hey everyone, it's Leslie Korsmather, your go-to vocal producer here in the vocal booth, where I share decades of recording studio wisdom with you to help you build your career. And today is the second video in my series on how to use vocal dynamics to make an emotional impact in your vocal recordings. If you're new here, subscribe for more vocal tips, and let's get into it. Welcome to the vocal booth. In the last video on how to use vocal dynamics, we talked about what I call the classic pattern, which basically follows a traditional formula of a soft verse into a louder pre-chorus to a big chorus and then back down on the next verse and so on. Well, today we're going to examine what I nicknamed a dynamic register shift. This pattern uses different registers in your voice to create dynamics, meaning part of the time you sing in your conversational easy chest voice, part of the time you sing in your full belting chest voice, and part of the time you sing with an airy head voice or a falsetto. What this does is it varies volume levels and creates emotion. And in other words, it creates dynamic contrast. If this sounds very heady, let's get into some examples so you can understand what I'm talking about.
I would have broke my heart in two, trying to save a part of you.
She sings all the way through the entire first chorus in that breathy head voice.
Don't wanna feel another touch, don't wanna start another fire, don't wanna know another kiss, no other name falling off my lips.
It's soft and it's sad. I mean, she sounds defeated.
Don't wanna give my heart away to another stranger, or let another day begin. Won't even let the sunlight in. No, I'll never love again.
Then she sings the chorus in a powerful belt.
Don't wanna feel another touch, don't wanna start another fire, don't wanna know another kiss, no other name falling off my lips.
They are the exact same notes. The only difference is where she places it in her voice.
Or let another day begin. Won't even let the sunlight in. No, I'll never love.
And then back in her head voice, like a little teaser.
Don't wanna feel another touch, don't wanna start another fire, don't wanna know another kiss, baby, unless they are your lips.
And then full belt and full passion.
Don't wanna give my heart away to another stranger.
So do you see how just changing the placement in her vocals creates an emotional roller coaster?
I wish that it was simple. I wish there was a way to fix what I have broken, to change the way I'm made.
The verse is very tender dynamically. The register of his voice adds a lot of emotion because it's in the same register that he speaks in.
Words, they don't come easy, and everything I hate is listening to the silence.
Same with the pre-chorus.
I wish you knew how hard it is for me to let you know.
It's tender and it's held back.
If the world was on fire, I'd fight it for you.
Falsetto.
I'd cry enough water and breathe all the fume
Falsetto.
that burns in this skies. I will like tattoos.
Until the last line, he lets his belt leak out just a smidge and then he pulls it back down again.
If it meant dying, then I'd die for you.
Second verse and pre-chorus are in his lower register. It's conversational. But the second chorus,
If the world was on fire, I'd fight it for you. I'd cry enough water and breathe all the fume.
full passionate belt in his upper register. He lets loose.
The birds in the skies light away like tattoos. And if it meant dying,
It's super dynamic.
I'm only one call away.
Young Charlie here, sitting at the piano. I want to highlight the chorus of this song. First time through, it's in his falsetto.
I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
This time he sings the chorus and he belts it.
I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
Same notes, different register in his voice. Third time through, similar to the last, just a smidge bigger and more free and bouncy.
Only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
After the bridge, he brings it almost up to a falsetto, but we're at the end of the song here, so there needs to be energy.
One call away. I'll be there to save the day.
Then the second half gets more dynamic.
Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one
And finally, the chorus is huge.
call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
Shifting registers for a dynamic effect.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. Welcome to the final show.
First time through, easy, chest voice, laid back, conversational.
Can't bribe the door on your way to the sky. You look pretty good down here, but you ain't really good.
Then the falsetto.
We never learned, we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from the bullet?
This time through is pretty big dynamically.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. We gotta get away from here.
Then back to his falsetto.
We never learned, we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from the bullet?
He goes back and forth for dynamic interest. In the bridge and afterwards, he really pushes it.
Will we ever? We've been here before. It's just what we know.
It gets huge.
Got to get away. We got to get away. We got to get away.
Do you see how you can use dynamics to take us on a ride?
Share my life, take me for what I am.
Whitney starts off this song in her head voice, very breathy and restrained.
I'll never change all my colors for you.
The first two verses stay this way. Then in the pre-chorus, she switches to her chest voice.
I don't really need to look very much further. I don't wanna have to go where you don't follow.
And then it's full belt for the chorus.
Don't make me close one more door. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you there. Must I imagine you there?
She brings it all the way back to her head voice to round it out.
Nothing if I don't have you.
She takes us on a musical journey dynamically, using different registers in her voice, and she shows us that she's in full control the whole time.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you.
This song starts out extremely quiet and delicate. Celine Dion has a super dynamic voice, and we know that she's going to want to go somewhere dynamically with this song, so she takes her time. She's not in any hurry.
Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on.
You always want to have a starting point and an ending point. The next section gets bigger.
Love can touch us one time and last for a lifetime and never let go till we're gone.
But she's still restrained and still in control.
Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on.
It's in her full chest voice now, but she's still holding back. Even the chorus is a medium dynamic. Now listen to the last chorus.
There's nothing I fear.
Right? Full belt, full control, full chest voice.
We'll stay forever this way.
Dynamics. So the dynamic shift is all about moving seamlessly between the registers in your voice, your grounded chest voice, your powerful belt, and your ethereal light head voice. At the same time, you're swelling and softening the volume within the register to add nuance. This technique exemplifies emotional highs and lows, making the song feel more alive and relatable. And it also showcases your vocal control and your talent. And in the studio, it's all about mic technique and emotional delivery. And I've done several videos on these things, so make sure you subscribe and check out the links below. If this helped, give it a thumbs up, comment on your favorite example below, and share with your singer friends. And if you need help nailing your next track in the vocal studio, you can book me as your vocal producer, which means I will be in the studio with you, refining your technique, boosting your confidence, and helping you capture your own incredible vocal. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, just keep singing.